In this video, I'm going to talk about 10 harsh truths that can change your life and make you a better person. So before we really get into the video, I just wanted you to understand that there's a lot of things that happen in life that you have to just accept. And life isn't always butterflies and rainbows, but if you can accept certain things, that perspective is going to give you a newfound way to look at life, and it's actually going to turn you up. It's going to make you a better person. It's going to make you more valuable to the world, to yourself, to your family, and everything, right? So we about to dive into 10 harsh truths that some people may think it's a harsh truth, but if you accept the truth, then you can change your life from that truth, right? Because nobody wants to really be living a lie, even though a lot of people are. So we coming out the gate swinging, and the first harsh truth that I got is boundaries filter bullshit, right? Boundaries filter bullshit. So I remember when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of boundaries. Like, one of the things that I always did was I always said yes. Always said yes. And as I've grown and I've grown up, I realized that that was one of the most detrimental things I could have ever done and been always saying. Because if I'm always saying yes, I'm saying no to myself. And when you start to understand that, okay, what is a boundary? Let me put a boundary in place that allows me to be my best self, right? If I put a boundary in place for me to be my best self and somebody else tries to interfere with that, the boundary is in place to keep them out, to keep them away, to keep that energy blocked. So you got to learn how to protect yourself and how to create things in your life that allow you to be your best self and be your higher self. So the first one is boundaries filter bullshit. Really ask yourself, do I have boundaries within my life? Am I a people pleaser? Am I always just trying to do for others all the time at the sacrifice of myself? Or is it healthy? It's nothing wrong with doing things for people, but if you're doing it at the sacrifice of yourself, right, then you're not going to get where you want to get to in life, at the highest level. And so you just got to ask yourself, do I have boundaries? And if I don't have boundaries, am I enforcing them? And this is a process, right? It's okay if you don't have boundaries right now. That's okay, because a lot of people don't. But it's not okay to stay there forever. So we got to really assess that and really understand, what are my boundaries? What's important to me? What allows me to be my best self? And when you accept it, you can grow from it, right? So that's the first one. The second one that I have for you is nothing in life is free. You have to evaluate your investments. Nothing in life is free. You have to evaluate your investments. So you think that people be like, oh, I got this for you, or I'm gonna do this for you, or I'm gonna hook you up with this. But you have to understand that if it's not somebody that you trust with your life, it ain't for free. Sometimes even family, they could say they're gonna do something for you, or they got you, but they really want you to do something for them, so that's why they're doing it for you, right? So it's you got to really understand, do I want to take this free handout? Do I want to take this favor? Because favors, they just don't be real a lot of the times, because people, it's human nature to want something back in return. And a lot of times people be having ulterior motives, right? If they're not close to you like that, right? A random stranger ain't doing shit out of love like that, right? Giving somebody a couple dollars, that's different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something like that is making a difference in your life. That shit's gonna cost you, and you gotta evaluate that investment. I'm not saying don't get help, but you have to know that there's going to be something that I'm going to have to exchange in the future or right now in order to get this. right? So you got to evaluate, is that investment from me worth it? This is real life. Like, nothing in life is free. Nothing in life is free. And don't go through life thinking that, like, people that you don't know are just doing you favors and they don't ever want nothing back in return. Because they do. Right? So you got to know how to build up yourself. You got to know how to be self-sufficient. You got to know how to be self-reliant. You got to know how to, like, keep your circle tight. Because if you start taking favors from a lot of people, you going to be in debt forever. And people are going to own you. And you don't want that. So that's another thing. Like, nothing in life is free. People will do things for you just so that they can say that they did something for you. That's not free, right? People will try to hang things over your head sometimes. That's not free, right? People will want something back, a favor back, that maybe you don't think that could ever be possible, but they already got that plan in their head. You get what I'm saying? So, like, nothing is free in this world, and you got to really, accept that. Because when you accept that, you start to value yourself more. You start to understand that you need to become the most valuable human being on the planet, right? That's a key. That's a fact. You got to be as valuable as possible as you can while you're on this planet. That's my philosophy, at least, right? So if I feel like I'm not increasing my value, I know that I got to do it. I have to. There's no other way around it. So that's another one. I have another one for you. The long way is the shortcut. The long way is a shortcut. There's another quote that I heard, and it said, when you do what's easy, your life will be hard. And when you do what's hard, your life will be easy. Right? But the long way is a shortcut. It's saying the same thing. Right? But how many times have you tried to cut a corner because you thought it was going to get you there faster? But then you realized after you did that you back at square one because that hack didn't really work. So now you start to realize, like, man, I should have just done this shit the hard way the first time, and I would have been where I'm at. Right? This is health, this is finances, this is career wise. Those are the three big ones in life, right? Finance, health, and career. Those are the main things in life. But friendships, relationships, everything, working on yourself. If you think that you're gonna get to, multi-millionaire status and you're gonna be able to sustain it, and you not working on yourself, you gonna be in for a rude awakening. Because you have to work on yourself. You can't circumvent working on yourself just by getting money. Or if you do that, what's gonna end up happening is you're going to be very, very, very superficial in life, and you're going to have a lot of other challenges that you may not be able to see because you didn't do the work on yourself. So the long way is a shortcut. Don't just think that I'm going to just take this shortcut and my life's going to be great, because you're going to have to pay for it in other ways. You got to pay your rent. You got to pay your dues no matter what it is. No matter what you're trying to do in life, you have to pay your dues. You have to put in the work. You have to go through the nights. You have to go through the process. If you have not gone through the process, you're not going to get the promise that you think you're going to get. You got to go through the process. You have to go through the process the straight way. Just go straight through it. The only way to it is through it. We've heard that before. So it's impossible for you to get what you desire and take shortcuts, because what you desire doesn't require shortcuts. It requires the long way. It requires going through it. It requires facing it head on, face on, and not being afraid and not running away. This is how people handle the truth. They hear the truth, they run away. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to face it. They just want to live in la la land. They just want to live in delusion. But you don't want to live in delusion. That's why you watching this video. So you got to understand that the long way is a shortcut. Stop trying to take all these shortcuts. Stop trying to find the easy way. It ain't no easy way. Because if you want to be elite at anything in this world, it's going to be a challenge. Anything worth having is what? A challenge. Nothing worth having is about to sit here and just fall in your lap and be easy. You got to go through the process. You got to walk the path. So what I want to encourage you to do is walk the path. Walk the path and don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of being the only one actually taking a long road, because all them people that's taking all them shortcuts, they got all kind of other deficiencies in their life that you don't know about. And because you don't see it, you think that their life is better. You think that that's what you want. But let me tell you, that ain't what you want, because they covering up a whole bunch of other shit. And they're covering it up with the materialistic stuff, right? The glitz and the glamour. People who really got it, they ain't got to flex. They ain't got to flaunt. They ain't got to say what they got. They just be, right? So understand that the long way is a shortcut. The next one I got for you is the gold lies in your losses. All the gold that you're looking for, it lies in them L's. Everybody wants to win, right? Everybody wants to win. But very few people embrace the losses, the lessons, the learning. It is a steep and thorny path to get to a position of like excellent abundance and wealth and generational wealth. I got a whole nother video about generational wealth that's going to blow y'all mind. But you have to understand that this is a long-term game. And when you take L's, when you take losses, those losses transform you. They transform your mind. When you're winning, it gives you a false sense of success. Because when you win, what are you learning from the win? Nothing, because you think you did everything right. But when you take them L's, you're able to assess what went wrong, because something, you didn't get the outcome that you wanted. That's why losing in life is so critical to growth. Taking L's in life is so important. If you don't embrace them L's, if you don't embrace the low moments, the low points in life and the journey, how are you going to ever get past the mountains, right? If I'm climbing a wall and I fall at 60% of the height of the wall, I'm gonna know that the next time I need to do it a different way, and then the next time I'm gonna get to 80%. I'm gonna eventually get over it. It may take me 2-3 tries, but I'm gonna get over it. But if I just get over the wall, then the next wall, I'm gonna think I did it perfect, and then I'm gonna run into something, and I'm not gonna know how to handle it because I didn't handle it last time, and then I'm gonna fall, and then I'm gonna have to learn anyway. That's why the long way is a shortcut, right? That's why the lessons and the blessings are inside of the losses. So stop looking at losing as a bad thing and look at losing as something that is transformative to yourself, to your spirit, to your soul, and everything else. Your losses will change your life. Your losses will teach you so many things. I've taken a lot of L's in my life, but that's where all my wisdom came from. All my wisdom came from the L's. All my wisdom came from when I was broke as fuck. All my wisdom came from when I was sleeping on couches. All my wisdom came from when I was trying to figure it out. All my wisdom came from when I thought I was going to make all this money and I didn't. That's where all my wisdom came from. It didn't come from me winning. All my lessons that stick true in my mind, they came from times where I was being challenged and I took an L. Because it was a lesson, and inside of all the lessons is real life blessings, right? So that's another one. The next one I got for you is the world is a business, and take nothing personal and just move accordingly, right? The world is a business, take nothing personal and move accordingly. Listen, America is a business. America is a business, right? This is why people don't be doing nothing for free. Time is money. You've heard that before, right? Time is money. Time is valuable. But like, if you're trying to navigate becoming free and becoming wealthy, and let's say you have a job, right? Doesn't matter what the job is. I really don't care. But let's say that you're working somewhere. Man, they ain't doing that for free. You ain't getting a promotion for free, right? That's a business move. Corporations make pure business moves. They ain't doing you a favor. They don't care about you like that, right? And don't take it personal. You get laid off, don't take that shit personal. You get demoted, don't take it personal. You get promoted, don't take that personal, right? Whether it's good or bad, up or down, you got to stay level-headed and understand that this is just a business. These people, they don't really care, right? Life is a business. The only time life ain't a business is when you bought your own freedom and you could go do whatever you want to do. But when you start to evolve, you're going to start to be thinking in terms of that anyway. But life is a business. You got to buy your freedom back, your time back, if you're giving your time away to, these other corporations and stuff like that. But life is a business. Like, don't take nothing personal. That is in the 4 agreements. Like, take nothing personal. It is what it is. It is what it is. And it's going to be what it's going to be. Y'all remember that video I did? Some will, some won't. So what? Should just be what it be. Don't take it personal, because when you take things personal, you start to really harbor those feelings. And you start to really think that people got it out for you and all this other stuff, when people are just doing what they feel is best for them. People are just doing what they feel is best for them. Right? So don't take nothing personal. Another one I got for you is judgment and rejection are a part of life, so you're just gonna have to accept it. No matter what you do, you can go to the gas station right now, the charging station, if you got a Tesla, right? Don't matter where you go, it don't matter what time of day you're gonna go there. The second you walk out your door, by other human beings, you will be getting judged. Is it fair? No. But that's just human nature. Humans judge to see if they're going to go further in a conversation with you, or to see if you're trustworthy, or to whatever the case may be. People judge to protect themselves, because sometimes other people remind them of somebody that may hurt them, and they have to judge to protect themselves. So it's like, judgment is a part of life. And you got to accept that every single day you go outside, you getting judged. And you have to also accept that if you're striving for anything that's worthwhile, you're going to face rejection. You have to callous your mind to judgment and rejection. You have to callous your mind to judgment and rejection. It is okay. It's a part of life. This is just human nature. But this is where all the stories come from. All the successful stories. How many people in high places that have reached crazy amounts of success have said that they got rejected so much in the beginning, but then they broke through it, and now we know them as whoever they are. They have one of the biggest companies, whatever it is, right? Judgment and rejection are a part of life. But if you don't get rejected, you're not going to figure out how to not get rejected. But also, if you don't get rejected, you're not going to have the resilience inside of you, the perseverance. You're not going to have that fire inside of you. When you learn how to accept rejection, you really, really, really learn how to flow with life, because it's a part of it. So instead of trying to fight what life is, why don't you just learn how to flow with it? Because it ain't changing. We can't go up to life and be like, hey, life, I want you to change. That ain't how it go. We are the ones who have to change. Right? We have to learn how to navigate this world with what's presented with us. And the same goes for judgment. Judgment is a part of life. I used to get mad and frustrated that people judge. But when I realized like this is just what it is, I stopped worrying about that. I stopped taking it personal. Right? And I don't care what somebody's judgment of me is anyway. Now, if I'm in a setting where that matters, then I'm going to think about that and consider that. But when I'm just out free flowing in life and doing my thing, I don't care what you think about me for real. Because you got to know who you are. You got to stay 10 toes down on you, your identity. What's the identity that you creating for yourself? And when you do that, your life changes. Your life becomes better. It becomes more peaceful. Right? So accept the fact that judgment and rejection are just a part of life. And when you accept it, your life gonna get better, because acceptance is powerful. When you learn how to accept things, you stop getting mad. You stop getting frustrated. You just learn how to accept certain things, right? Accept the things that you can't change. Don't accept things that are in your control, that aren't faring well for you, but accept the things that you can't change. Because if you can't change it, you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to change it. So stop trying to change it and just accept it. And then your life going to turn up from there, because you're going to learn how to navigate and flow with it instead of being against it. Right? Another one that I have is, the lighter you stay, the happier you'll be. The lighter you stay, the happier you'll be. These is harsh truths, right? I don't even honestly think they're harsh, but they're just truths. And a lot of times, truth is not the most popular thing, right? But the lighter you stay, the happier you'll be. And when I say lighter, I mean stop carrying dead weight. Stop carrying dead weight. Please stop carrying dead weight. Stop trying to solve everybody's problem. Stop taking all this energy of everybody else, of the world. Stay light. When I was younger, I had this infatuation with feathers. I don't know why, I just liked feathers. But feathers always represented lightness. You ever see a feather and it falls from a tree or something, or it's just in the sky, it's just fluttering. It's just going, right? It's just going. It's just flowing through the wind. It's light. It's light. But you ever seen something heavy falling? It just goes straight down. Because that's the power of just dead weight. That's the power of just having a whole bunch of shit you always carrying. You can't be you if you always carrying everybody else's shit. You can't get where you really want to go internally. You can't get there if you worrying about this person and that person and why they do this and why they got this. You can't do that. Stay light. You got to learn how to empty out your mind so that you could be able to have enough mental bandwidth to get where you want to go. That's so important. That's so critical. So critical. Stay light. Stop carrying dead weight. Stop being around people that just are not good for you. Stay light. Stop being around people that don't believe in what you're doing, and now you thinking about why they don't believe in what you're doing. Stay light, please. Right? That will change your life if you're dealing with that, if you're struggling with that. We all got different things that we going through and we struggling with, right? But at the end of the day, you got to stay light. You got to drop the dead weight. You got to drop the relationships. You got to drop the friendships. You got to fall back. You got to go ghost, right? You got to sit back and observe who really is for me, who really cares about me, right? Who is really a real person in my life. All these friendships that you got, a lot of them friendships ain't even real, right? Stay light. Too many people, the bigger your circle is, the less you're going to accomplish. That's really what I believe. Another one, this is a very big one. This is something I used to struggle with when I was younger. But stop waiting for people to feel you, right? Stop waiting for people to feel you. And you just got to let them catch up. Period. You got to let them catch up. You will miss your window of opportunity if you continue to wait on people to fill you. When I was younger, I used to always be like, man, why people don't do this, or why they don't believe this, or why ain't doing it like this way? Why ain't listening to me? I know I'm giving them game. I know I'm giving them sauce. I know I'm giving them good advice. But what I learned was my job was not to nurture the seeds that I planted. My job was only to plant the seeds. That's it. My job was only to plant the seeds. My job was not to plant the seed, put it underground, make sure it was good, make sure it got water. That's somebody else's job. It's somebody else in the world that waters the seeds. I'm not a seed waterer. I'm a seed planter. So if I'm walking around giving all this game to people and they not getting it, it's because the seed ain't being watered in their life. That wasn't my job. So you got to learn how to stop waiting for people to hear and understand what you're saying. You may be ahead of your time, but if you are trying to talk to this one person or get this one person to see your way, you know what you're going to do? You're going to stay stuck. And then 18 years later, they going to get what you was saying, and you're going to be mad because they didn't understand what you were saying when you said it. And you're going to have resentment. Right? So make sure you're not waiting on nobody. If you got game, if you're a person who's has a lot of thoughts, and you're a thought leader and philosophy and stuff like that, if you really give real, tangible, life-changing information, stop waiting on people to hear you. Stop waiting on them to feel you. Just drop the gems and keep it pushing and go live your life. They will catch up. And let me tell you when they're going to catch up. They're going to catch up when you are living your best life. Because then they're going to see the results of what you were saying. A lot of the times people don't listen to people because they don't feel like they have enough results that validate it for them. So you just got to go take your own advice. That's another one right there. Take your own advice. All the advice that you're trying to give to everybody, just take your own advice. And once you take your own advice, your life changes. And then other people can see that your life changed as a result of you taking your own advice. And that's when people going to feel you. Because they're going to see what happened after you made the changes. Right? So stop waiting on people to feel you. Stop waiting on them to understand what you're saying. Stop all of that. Plant the seed and keep it pushing. Right? Number 9, the 9th harsh truth that I got is most people will have a plan for you because it benefits them. You got to stay true to you. Most people will have a plan for you based on what they see because it benefits them. And this is why you got to stay true to yourself. Right? So you start, reaching a certain level of success, let's just say. Everybody gonna come to you with all these business ideas and these business proposals, right? Because why? They see the success, they see the opportunity. But is that what's best for you? They don't know, but they got a plan for you. They like, ooh, I know who would be perfect for this. And sometimes it works, and sometimes, most of the time, it doesn't. But you gotta stay true. If you cannot get caught up in what everybody else wants for you. You can't get caught up in what everybody else wants for you. You got to stay true to you. You got to move in your direction. You got to stay on your purpose. What direction were you moving to? If it's not in alignment with where I'm going, I'm not doing it. I'm saying no. But if you are allowing yourself to get distracted while you're on your purpose, while you're in the direction of your dreams and goals, and then somebody's like, ooh, do this. And you like, okay, yeah. That's taking you off course, right? That's taking you off course. But if you stay true to yourself, you're going to get where you want to go. But you got to stay true to yourself. You have to know who you are. You have to know why you're doing what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know where are you going? With what you're doing, where is it leading you? Right? Where is it leading you? Stay true to yourself. Stay true to your core. I want you to think about it like, who are you at the core, at the nucleus of who you are? Stay true to that energy, right? Nobody is going to get you where you want to go except you. Stay true to who you are at the core, because that's how you're going to really, really, really be able to create what you really deeply desire, right? And the last one I got for you guys is this one right here. This is my favorite. Healing hurts, so be ready. Right? We in a time in the world where like people are becoming a lot more conscious of like traumas and, you know, stuff like that. Like trauma is now like this buzzword, right? You got to overcome your traumas. But to really know what that means, like you got to really face yourself, every aspect of yourself, pull out all of the gunk, pull out all of the bullshit, pull out all of the pain so that you can go where you want to go and feel free and feel lighter and feel different and feel like you have a newfound perspective. But if you want to heal, you have to go through it. You have to face it head on, right? You can't heal what you don't reveal. So you can't be hiding from your traumas and expect to heal them. That's insane. That's not a cause and effect. If you want to heal something, right? If I got a big scab right here on my arm, I have to dig it out and pull the root of it out. I can't just put some Neosporin on it if it's going deep. I gotta pull the root out, and you have to learn how to get to the root of the bullshit of yourself. Every single human being who has not worked on themselves has a lot of bullshit inside of them. And a lot of people that have been working on themselves, they have bullshit inside of them. Every single human being has bullshit inside of them. The only difference between a person who has never worked on themselves and somebody who's been working on themselves for years is awareness. The person who's more evolved, they're more aware of what the bullshit was, and they know how to navigate it better, and they know how to handle it better. But if you're going through life and you just don't even know why it's happening, or you're just doing stuff, you got to get up out of there. You got to get up out of there. You got to look in the mirror and figure out why you are the way you are. You got to figure out who you are. You got to figure out where you come from. You got to do some real deep diving on yourself, your lineage, your family history, a lot of stuff. And healing hurts. It does. So be ready. And I'm not saying this to scare you, but I'm saying this to let you know what the reality of it is, what the harsh truths are. This is not negative. This is actually liberating if you allow it to be. Right? This is liberating. Healing hurts. It's going to be painful sometimes. Sometimes you're going to feel sad and you're not even going to know why you feel sad. And then you're going to realize that, damn, I'm sad because the old me is dying in real time. That happened to me before. I was sad. And I was like, damn, why am I sad? And then it just hit me one day. Like, damn, I'm really changing. The person that I used to be so stuck onto, which was my old self, my old way of thinking, I'm not him anymore. And so because of that, I was sad. Because the old me did different things. The new me don't. And it's like, shouldn't you be happy about that? Yes. But grief. Whenever you lose something, there's an absence. There's a feeling of absence. So get ready, buckle up, and go through it. Take the long way. There is no shortcut, right? Make sure that you have boundaries in your life with everybody. I don't care who it is. Make sure you have boundaries. Stay light, right? Stay true to yourself. All these things matter, and they matter more than you think. So that's what I got for y'all. You know, the 10 harsh truths that could change your life for the better. I really hope that you guys got something from it. You know what I'm saying? Be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to send this to a friend, somebody that you know that could use this stuff, because this is life changing. If you really take this and you apply it, your life will change, right? So stay smooth. Always remember that everything you do in your life is for a reason and it's for a purpose. Nothing is in vain. So just know that where you're going, what you're doing is getting you to where you're going, right? So trust yourself, stay positive, stay optimistic, and let's just keep it going. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Peace.